Good news, everyone! This episode of the Acts of Geekery podcast is brought to you by Planet Express Delivery Service. Whether it's a doomsday device from Omicron Persei 8, fabric from the yarn planet of Nylar 4, or giant scissors for the opening of the dupe headquarters around the neutral planet, we'll get your package delivered rain, shine, giant bees, attacking robots, or time paradoxes. Planet Express, our crew is expendable, your package is not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 20 of the Acts of Geekery podcast.
I never thought we'd make it this far.
Yep, I'm more excited for episode 52 because that means we've been doing this for a year. Actually, it'll be 50 because we skipped a couple weeks.
We did skip a couple.
Yeah, but we're only 30 away from doing this for a full year, Scott.
I know.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And you guys still are with us.
We're getting worse and worse as it goes on.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all right, though. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the Brothers Geek here to bring you all the things that... I screwed that up, but we are bringing you all the geeky things in the world of geekdom.
No, just all the geek.
All the geek.
We're bringing you all the geek. Just
the full
just
geek.
Breathe in that geek. Breathe in, take a deep breath. Yeah, that's pure geek right there.
Stale air and stale Cheetos.
Or stale Fritos. I mean,
Yeah.
if you like Fritos or
Yeah.
Cheetos, either way.
Cheetos kind of get everywhere. They're hard to type on the computer when you have Cheeto hands, because then the hackers know what buttons you've pressed.
Right? Yeah, you never eat Cheetos before you open your safe.
Yep. Nope.
Because they figure out your passcode.
Yep. Valley Forge. It's always Valley Forge.
Yep.
All right. Well, enough messing around. Let's go ahead and get into the news.
Into the serious stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So serious.
Enjoying the exhibit? All right, playtime's over. Get the cover.
It's the news.
Yes, it is the news.
The news. And we're going to start today with a little story that kind of relates to Age of Ultron, so we're sticking with the format here.
One of these days we won't be able to.
Nope, we'll have to move on
to something else.
like Infinity War.
Okay, it
Yeah.
won't be Age of Ultron news. It'll be
it'll be whatever the new hotness is. Well,
not the old and busted.
no, not the old and busted hotness. Well, Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, and Bruce Banner.
Probably the best Hulk.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Lou Ferrigno came close, but
yeah, oh gosh. Every time I see clips of him as the Hulk, it makes me laugh so hard.
Yep. That's the same reason why I love the Batman 66 cartoon. It's just, no, not cartoon, but the live action show. It's just so cheesy that you just can't help but laugh
With
at it.
Adam West.
Adam West.
Does it make me sound like I'm on old time radio?
Speaking of Adam West, before going off on this rail here, you finally watched Meet the Robinsons. The only Disney movie you hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, and I was kind of so into it until the character that Adam West plays came on screen.
Who is a superhero,
a intergalactic pizza delivery guy. Yeah. Insane.
Yep.
And that made it funny.
And every single line of his was pure gold.
Oh, and I don't, even if it could be something as bad as like, Timmy, your mother died, but it would be because it came out of his mouth.
I'm tired and want to go home. Oh, Adam West. He is the Flash, you know.
Help me. They don't let me out of their basement. And it'd be like, ha, sweet. But what about Mark Ruffalo?
Oh, okay. So
the best Hulk so far?
Yeah. Well, he decided to play a little joke and scared the crap out of a whole bunch of preschoolers that he was visiting.
It's a favorite pastime of mine.
Scaring
Until
preschoolers.
I got banned.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to go within 100 feet of a school.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that on this podcast. So that's just evidence, Scott.
I'm just kidding, people. I can really go within at least 50 feet of that school.
Yeah. If he has a 50-foot pole. I'm almost touching.
Wow.
That wasn't an innuendo.
I know, but it sounds terrible.
I know, it does kind of sound dirty. Anyway, he pretended to Hulk out in front of a preschool class, and they scared the crap out of all of them.
I pretend to Hulk out every time I eat Mexican food.
I can hear you.
Toilet humor, the highest form of humor.
Quality podcast.
Yep. I'm sorry. I had to. I had to, guys.
Yep. So there's your little Age of Ultron news. It kind of we'll get to a little bit more.
I'm sure
of Age
there's
of Ultron.
preschoolers in Age of Ultron, and there's the Hulk in Age of Ultron. It all ties together somehow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hulk's in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him in the trailer or something.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big green guy throwing cars around, but I don't think it's him.
But you know who apparently is more more important than the Hulk? Aunt May. According to Sony, she might be getting her own movie.
I heard that as Ant-Man. And I was
Ant-Man.
like,
Nope.
what? Well, how are you going to argue this, Corey?
No. Aunt May reportedly might get her own spin-off movie, and the internet freaked out, and then they came out and said, no, this is just like hearsay, not actually.
I freaked out.
Yeah.
I geeked out, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like in a bad, like curl up into a ball and sit in the corner.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretend I'm at Disneyland instead.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I don't understand. So this brings up an interesting point for Sony, is they're trying to hold on to the rights to these characters. And so
Right.
they're coming out and saying, we'll do a spin-off movie of this and that and this and that, but nothing ever goes anywhere. I'm sick and tired of spin-off movies. If your franchise can't be supported just by the main character that you have, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve to have those rights.
I agree.
So, Fox is probably doing the same thing with Fantastic Four. I think they have like 3 movies planned of it and everything like that.
This one's gonna bomb.
I
I really do.
I
After we talked
hope
about
so.
Doctor Doom not being Doctor Doom and that's his hacker name.
Yeah, after we talked about that on our podcast, nobody is going to see it because they listen to our podcast. Everybody in the world listens to our podcast.
If only
That would be
we
nice.
could reach 7 billion people,
Everybody, would you share this with 10 of your friends?
and then
if
have
they
them share it with their 10 friends,
and then that's like
we could
100 people right
we-
there.
We could have like 20 people.
So Aunt May getting a spin-off movie would be the absolute low point for Sony. Like if they were at scraping the bottom, we're going to tell you about Uncle Ben before he died.
Just
No,
just the fact, in my mind, just the fact that they had to mention they were thinking about an Aunt May means they are already at the bottom of that barrel.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 did not perform as well as they wanted. They
Yeah.
came out and said
they were all right.
they were okay, but they did not perform what they thought they would do. And they're trying to find anything.
Yeah.
I don't think a Venom movie's going to do good.
No, a Sinister Six movie won't do.
I don't think it'll do good either.
No, I don't think it'll do good at all. You might get a little. No, sorry, not even a Black Cat movie. I was
No.
going to say you
I mean,
might get
we
a
would
little
like
bit. Oh
it.
yeah, we would go see a Black Cat movie.
Yeah.
like that.
But then again, look what happened to Elektra.
That's true.
She's a partial character in
Daredevil.
and it bombed. It bombed hard. And that was when Jennifer Garner was at like the top of her game.
Yeah.
Alias was on TV, and she'd been in a couple other movies. And
Yeah,
she was
she
doing
was-
fantastic. And then Elektra came out, and it bombed hard. Worse than
Let's all
Daredevil.
remember that movie happened. Please. This was there was a dark age.
That makes
Isn't it crazy?
That makes Spider-Man 3 and X-Men 3 positively great movies comparatively.
Oh yeah. There was a dark age of movies, Scott. I
Of
just realized
superhero
this.
movies.
Yeah, of superhero movies. There was like a dark age where it was Blade was the high point, and Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was actually like considered the best superhero movie out there.
Yeah. I'm depressed now.
Yeah, so let's move on.
Well, I was going to get to the point that
Oh, sorry.
some people were talking about Aunt May, and everyone's like, what the heck kind of movie? I guess there's some comic where it is a spin-off comic of Aunt May, but she at a time she was like a secret agent for a little while.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, thanks. Peter's parents were secret agents at one point. Let's get a movie about them
Yeah.
instead.
No, she did some government work for some agency or something, and she was a spy.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
There was a comic that I read.
It was done in
called-
probably like the 60s.
There was a comic that I read called Bullet Points, where Uncle Ben was working at the facility, like he was an army soldier at the facility that Captain America was getting the treatment from, and he got killed while the serum was getting blown up. So Peter never grew up with Uncle Ben, and he was like a delinquent.
So it's like a
and
what
he ended
if.
up he ended up being in the blast zone of the gamma bomb and becoming the Hulk.
Uncle Ben?
Peter Parker.
Whoa.
Yeah. Captain America never got the serum, and he became they built him the first Iron Man suit, and he became the Iron Man during World War II with this giant suit and everything like that. It's crazy. It's actually quite an interesting comic. So
I know Marvel does a lot of what if comics where, what if the Hulk didn't become the Hulk, and what if, instead of the Hulk coming back from Planet Hulk, it was his wife or something.
Yeah, which was crazy.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, no Aunt May movie.
Yeah, good.
Sony, I know you're listening. No Aunt May.
Yeah, please. Why don't you just give us a movie where Spider-Man's been Spider-Man for a while and isn't trying to date somebody?
And kudos to Corey's wife for this idea. She came up with the whole, I want to see a movie where Spider-Man has been Spider-Man for a while. And he doesn't, there's no origin story. Yeah. There's no love story. He's been doing this for like 5 years.
Yeah.
He's got it mastered. And then you can introduce other characters because you already know all about Spider-Man. You know all about Peter Parker.
Exactly.
You can
Everybody knows
other
who Peter
characters
Parker is.
about them. Another Doc Ock movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the greatest villain in the Spider-Man franchise so far.
Yep. They can't do Green Goblin right. They've tried 3 times.
The first one was okay. I liked Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because his name's funny.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
So we talked a little bit ago on a previous podcast about how you can studdle. Oh, wow.
We studdle all the time.
We studdle all the time on this podcast.
On the podcast.
Yep. How you can study the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, now the California State University has come out and said, we are offering a Harry Potter class. So you can study the Harry Potter franchise and films.
Your tax dollars going towards student loans for students are going towards Harry Potter and Marvel Cinematic Universe and basket weaving degrees and
basket weaving.
No, there's really a
wow.
Yeah, you can get a bachelor's in basket weaving.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to gather my thoughts here.
I was gonna say, are we breaking?
Yeah, it sounds like we're breaking there.
Was that a pause or something? For
no,
clip?
these universities come out with these courses, and I think mostly it's to provide students with kind of a class that they can enjoy and really sink their teeth into without being overwhelmed by too much schoolwork.
I mean, I get it. I get it, but does it ever get, because there's not really a lot of regulation from, well, at least from my experience looking into college and stuff, it's kind of like you're not forced to take any classes that you need.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you want your degree, then you have to take some prerequisites and stuff, but otherwise you can pretty much take whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as you got the money to pay for it.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, there's people are spending like 8 years with student loans, going to college and jumping between and redeclaring their major every other year or whatever. And it's like half their classes are stuff like this, which it would be better if it was more like a community college offering it for anyone. It's like a $200 class. You can go in and have a lot of fun and learn the Elvish language, because that was something when Lord of the Rings was big.
Oh, yeah.
They had a class,
Yeah,
they had a school that did that.
Yep.
But yeah,
I don't mind it because it's nice to really like closely examine a franchise, and it really really gets your creative muscles going, because or your critic muscles going, basically, because you're not just watching something because it's entertaining anymore. You're watching something to analyze it and go deep into it and find out what makes it tick, and that makes you more of a thinker. You're not just blind mass watching a commercial and going, oh, that Pizza Hut commercial looked tasty, I'm going to go eat Pizza Hut. Now you're going, that pizza definitely doesn't look like that.
But how many people are going to actually take the class? I mean, this is the other point of that, is how many people are going to take the class and actually take it seriously.
1 in 20. But
if
that's 1 person in 20 that is going to be a little bit better for it.
That's a lot of money to spend on a class.
I'd take it.
And stuff.
I would take it.
I know you.
Harry Potter.
You
I would
love
take
that
it.
kind of stuff.
Marvel, Star Wars.
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the whole point for college for me, or is to get a degree and get out of college as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Get it over with. Like,
see,
any more courses I take now. After I'm done with all that, or if I'm not going to school, I love that kind of stuff. I would love to, go to a community college and take a course on, superheroes or comic books or comic art or something like that, or art class. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be outside of the.
I'm more of the
school
kind
stuff.
of person who likes the experience. Like when I look at jobs, I look at jobs that I've had before. Like when I am looking for a job, not right now, but when I am looking for a job, I looked at jobs that I had before and things that I was already skilled in, and I went, I have done that. I've experienced what that's like. It's not anything bad. It's not anything good. There's nothing like, oh, I don't want to do that job. That job sucked. But it's just kind of like, I've experienced it before. I want to do something else. So having that kind of option available to you where you can experience these unique things and be like, oh yeah, back when I was in college, I took this course that we sit there and broke down the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's super cool to me.
And that's great. And there's a lot of people that say that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in college I had a class where I just watched movies all day.
Yeah.
Easy grade.
Exactly. And there's people like that.
And that's what a lot of this stuff turns into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, Like, they put a lot of thought into it, but it doesn't really.
Yeah.
And who are they going to teach it? Like, is it going to be someone that's actually really into the Harry Potter universe,
Most
or is
likely.
it just going to be like some teacher that needs an extra class and they're like, well, whatever.
Usually how these things go, and I kind of know this because another one of my podcasters is a college teacher, and he did a Star Wars course with a couple other professors.
Yeah.
And what they do is they build this course, and they like really sink their teeth into it, and they're all very passionate about it. And then they bring it to the school board and says, we would like to teach this for a semester. And the school board goes, okay, that'll be on our electives for this year.
Huh, all right. Cool.
So, yeah. So they're all very passionate about
But
it.
if you're going to California State, you can go. Harry Potter's big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
people
and
that love it.
California State's
I got off the train
perfect
the other
place
day.
to do that.
I got off the train the other day, and there's a guy walking behind me talking on his phone. I don't know who, but he says, yeah, I can pick that up. You might have to take me to Diagon Alley first, but I can pick it up for you. And I was like, what? I'm super interested in where this is going.
Did you follow him the rest of the way
No,
for the conversation?
No, I had to go to the one parking lot for my car, and he went to another one. But
Oh, darn.
another part of the conversation, he said something like, "But I can't travel through such and such portal while carrying XYZ." So it was probably like a role playing game or something that they were talking about. But I was like, interesting.
That is super
I've
interesting.
never heard like a Harry Potter role play.
Guy on the train that Scott heard, if you're listening to this podcast,
Random person
email us.
I was eavesdropping on.
Yeah, email us and let us know. Or if any of you know about like a role-playing game that's Harry Potter themed, let us know. And we'll give you the email at the end of the show. But anyway, there you go. And again, California is a good place to learn this kind of stuff because you can really dive into the filmmaking and everything like that, which is all they do out there.
Does it? Here in Utah, we have a university that's all about like the film school. Have you heard commercials about this?
I've heard.
I can't remember the name of it.
I've heard
but
things about it.
It always makes me kind of giggle because I'm like, it's Utah. Yeah, there's Sundance, but
Yeah,
the Sundance is not a Utah thing. It's a
everywhere
everywhere else comes to Utah for it.
I know we have a
festival.
huge video game thing here. Like Disney Infinity 2.0 was made here.
Yeah,
A lot of it was made here, and we have a huge up at the U
down
of U.
south. Down south from us, they kind of past our Provo area. They call it kind of like Silicon Valley 2.0 or 3.0 even, because Houston kind of turned into 2.0 for a little bit, but because Adobe set up shop there, you've got Google Fiber, you've got all these different big companies setting up stuff.
Google Fiber. I want Google Fiber so
Come to our
bad.
house. Come north.
Just our house.
Yeah, just our house. That's cool.
All right, Scott, I got something very interesting for you today. Let's meet the actresses up for Jessica Jones in the Marvel Netflix series. shall
Jessica
we?
Jones, the rabbit, right?
No.
Jessica Rabbit?
You're thinking Jessica Rabbit.
Oh,
Jessica Jones is Alias, the comic. And
Alias before Jennifer Garner Alias. Different version of it.
they renamed it to be AKA Jessica Jones. And she was a superhero who ended up retiring and becoming a private detective.
What kind of superpowers? Or is she just like
I don't know.
Batman style?
That's part of the thing is you don't really know what superhero she was until the end of the comic.
Do you even know what kind of power she had?
Mm-mm.
Does she show them at all? Well,
Not as far as I know. So here are the actresses that they have going up for her. Teresa Palmer from I Am Number 4 and Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I've seen her before.
And Warm Bodies. She was the main character in Warm Bodies. She's she's like the good Kristen Stewart. Because look at her.
Oh yeah.
She looks like Kristen Stewart.
But she can act.
But she has a face that changes from to different emotions.
Yeah.
Jessica
Degout from Dracula, Arrow, and These Final Hours.
Was she Huntress in Arrow? Is that her?
I don't know. Let's look her up here in a minute.
DeGao?
Yeah. It's not Dracula Untold. It's not the latest one.
Oh, Jessica DeGao.
And then you've got Alexandra Daddario from Peter Jackson, True Detective, Parenthood, and White Collar.
Okay, I don't know. Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson and Lightning Thief.
Kind of sounds familiar.
Okay.
She looks familiar too, but these are not like them in their characters.
And then Kristen Ritter.
I don't think she looks anything close to the part. I think Teresa Palmer so far is the best.
Yeah.
I was right. She is Helena Bertinelli, the Huntress.
Oh,
Bertinelli,
nice. I like her. I like her in that role.
Yeah.
So Kristen Ritter, for those of you who don't know, is Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. She's the bee. The roommate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's all well and good. That's all interesting and everything. But then they also have 3 actors up for Luke Cage.
Ooh, okay.
As well. So Cleo Anthony from Divergent and Transparent.
Transparent. What movie was that?
I don't
remember.
And again, these are kind of actors that we don't really know. Lance Gross from Crisis, House of Pain, and Our Family Wedding.
Okay.
And then Luke Coulter from Halo Nightfall.
Mike Coulter.
Or Mike Coulter? I thought it said Luke.
Mike.
You're right. So
he actually looks the part.
Yeah, I think he looks the best. Yeah. So, I also would like them to
because Luke Cage is. I mean, he's a street level hero. He's not a big pretty boy.
No,
I mean, he's a big buff dude that can beat the crap out of people.
Really good Luke Cage.
Who?
The guy in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, the mechanic.
Yeah,
he would be awesome as Luke Cage.
Yeah, he would.
There you go. There's some possible Luke Cages and everything.
We can get our start of the Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't Jessica Jones in the Defenders?
Well, that's what they're putting her in. They're making her part of the Defenders. So,
but you got Daredevil and then Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and then maybe some stuff coming out of Tales of Mystery.
Ooh, yeah. I forgot about Tales of Mystery.
I forget about that one too.
Yeah. But there you go. There's just some actors.
Cool.
Woo. So I have a little bit of a cough from when I was sick. Hopefully you all listened last episode.
We got more comments on that than any other podcast. Everyone's like, I love the last part of your episode. I love the Corey having a coughing fit. Because I took every cough from the episode and cut them all together into a super cut at the end.
That was kind of hell for me to listen to. Because I listened to for quality control.
And then you started coughing while it's playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like a yawn. You know how when people yawn, you have to yawn too.
Now I've started it. Oh, jeez. All right, Scott. A little more information for you from other news stories, I guess. You can go and watch Billy Boyd's song from The Hobbit, The Last Goodbye.
Oh, the one that I thought sounded like a woman singing it.
Well, that was the song before, but it's the same singer.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go, you can go to YouTube and check that out and everything.
Billy Boyd is Peregrine Took?
Yeah, Pippin.
No, Pippin. Is that...
His full name is
okay.
Peregrine, I think.
Fool of a Took.
Yeah. He's a Took. They're all fools. And then we also got to see Katie Cassidy, Arrow's Katie Cassidy.
Who plays Laurel Lance.
Laurel, thank you. I couldn't remember her name.
Laurel, you should know. That's Black Canary's real name.
I know.
You should know that.
I know. I'm fail.
But
she actually, there's pictures of her out there of her showing off the Black Canary suit.
So for the longest time, we were watching Arrow, and we would see Laurel come on the screen, and we knew Black Canary's real name was Laurel Lance, and we would go, no, not her.
Yeah,
because we hated her. And I still hate her character. So far, it's terrible. I don't know how they've written her just horribly. I don't know if it's her writing. Maybe it's not her writing. Maybe she's a bad actress. I don't know.
I think she's kind of a bad actress.
Yeah, but I see her in the costume, and she looks pretty good in the costume. But it's not
Sarah.
It's not Sarah from
It's not her
Arrow.
sister, which bugs me. But I kind of like how instead of a staff, she has the
nightstick.
Yeah, the police nightstick.
Yeah,
I think that
cool.
is really cool. And her suit is kind of a combination of what Sarah's was, but a little bit more conservative and more I actually kind of think it looks badass.
I mean, it's leather and stuff. It's like a biker suit type thing.
It's almost Black Widow-y from the look of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And she's wearing the blonde wig too.
Yeah, and I know they're not going as, at least Oliver as Arrow.
Yeah.
As the Green Arrow stays kind of close to Green Arrow's costume.
Yeah.
Minus he's wearing a hood now instead of the hat, the goofy hat.
Oh, I want him to wear the hat so bad.
Yeah,
Just
maybe
for like one episode, like a
Halloween
costume.
a
Yeah,
Halloween
exactly.
episode.
Where he
goes
has
to a costume party.
and dressed up as Robin Hood, and he's got the full goatee and beard and everything.
Yep. Oh, that'd be great.
Damn it.
Corey.
I'm sorry. I don't know what is wrong with me.
So what I was going to say is I really wish they would at times have her be more of the Black Canary in the show. Yeah, I know she wears fishnets in the comic books, but guess what? She wears fishnets because she's got a set of legs that go up to her neck, type of a thing. And she still wears the leather jacket in the comics. And I know, but obviously Arrow didn't Arrow say they didn't want to do anyone with powers? Like they didn't want they wanted to stay away from powers, which to me I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, like they have Flash for that. And so they wanted to stay away from that. They wanted more of just kind of the
but like Black Canary,
thing.
like her main thing is her scream.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. I would love to see a full-on Black Canary with the scream and everything like that. Yeah. And maybe one day we will, when they need a ratings boost or something. But in the meantime, her suit looks great.
Yeah.
We're a couple episodes behind on Arrow.
For a while, you didn't like her black lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
You still hate that?
No, I'm looking at it now, and it doesn't really bother me.
It kind of fits in. It sets off and she wears the wig. Because she has brown hair in the show as Laurel Lance. Mm-hmm. But she's going to wear the white or the blonde
and
wig.
The important distinction is that Sarah was Canary.
Yeah.
And she is Black Canary. Yeah. That's why
they're actually using it.
At first we were just like, oh, they're just not using colors, but now we know why they called her Canary and the other one Black Canary.
For those of you just joining us, you might have had a weird cut right there.
Yeah.
Corey spoiled something really bad in the latest season of Arrow, and we decided we were going to cut it because we've got a couple people we know that listen to the podcast that are way behind, and we don't want to ruin it for them.
Yeah, so if you want to blame somebody, blame Adam. I'll call him out. It's fine.
Our guest friend. Yeah, because I don't think the other person that we know that watches Arrow listens to our podcast.
Yeah. Well, he might.
Yeah,
maybe
every
now and then.
So Black Canary, new outfit. Looks bad.
Fine. Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah.
A little bit of good news.
Okay.
Super Smash Brothers Wii U just came out.
I've seen some gameplay footage, and
sorry, those are fireworks for me.
Shooting fireworks out of his ears.
Yep.
I've seen some footage of it, and it looks awesome.
Yes.
We really need a Wii U.
Yes. Well, Black Friday's coming up, which means Cyber Monday's coming up right after it, and that means hopefully a Wii U price cut.
And between those two, you've got like brown Saturday and gray Sunday.
Yeah. No, it's Bloody Sunday, I believe.
Bloody Sunday. Mm-hmm. Okay. Isn't Black Friday bloody as well? There's always like one or two people that get trampled at a Walmart.
Yeah, true.
Never go to Walmart on Black Friday, people.
Yeah, really
never ever.
But Nintendo came out and said they will not be doing any DLCs for Wii U Smash Brothers.
Awesome. For Wii U in general, or just Smash Brothers?
Just for Smash Brothers. I don't know about other games.
I hate DLC.
Me too.
I really do. I love the idea of if you buy the special edition, you get not only the game, but you get a special outfit in the game. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. It just changes the look of your character. And I also like when they add in something cool like, oh, if you buy the Smash Brothers Wii U version, you get a statue or like a little,
premium
diorama of, Smash figures or something like that. Yeah. Like, that'd be cool. Yeah. That stuff's way cool. And I'm fine with that because, a lot of people buy the game, just play the game. I sometimes buy the collector's editions because I like that kind of extra stuff.
Yeah.
You
have the Injustice one right there.
I do.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't like when they're like, download this for $5 and you get this new content and it's nothing that you really want. But you download it anyway because you're a completionist.
Yeah. Or it's in order to unlock the last level, You have to download the new content.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
ridiculous.
Like, The Wolf Among Us was all DLC.
yeah.
But then, for people, they're like, they download the base game and play the first story arc, and then they do the second, third, fourth, fifth when they come out, and they have to pay so much for each. And then they come out with it all together for like $20. And those people, and you lose your audience when you do that. Because it's like, great, now I could have just waited and bought it all. That's bullcrap.
Yeah, I only have so much money for games every year, and when I have to pay $60 a game when it comes out, and then I have to pay another $30 in content just to get a perfect example, Injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with great stuff, but guess what? They've released like the Martian Manhunter and
Batgirl.
Hawkman and a whole bunch of different ones, but you'll have to go buy them. I'm like, what? I bought the game already. Why do I need to buy extra characters? I already gave them $100 for the collector's edition.
Why do I have to buy an extra $30 worth of characters?
Yeah, just to get, Manhunter because I want to play him or something.
Yeah.
And Lobo was another one.
Yeah. Didn't you end up buying that anyway?
I didn't buy it.
You did.
No, Lobo, I got it for free.
You got Lobo for free?
Yeah, it had something to do with because I got the collector's edition.
Oh.
They said that I would get
the season pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it came out within the season pass. I was able to download it, but the season pass is gone now.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
That game was subpar anyway.
Yeah, it was not that good.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fighting game fan.
No, neither am I.
Now,
except for Smash Brothers.
if someone took Smash Brothers and added Marvel characters and DC characters in it, like the entire roster, not just 20 of them. I'm talking every single character from the DC universe and the Marvel universe.
That'd be too much. That'd be too much choice. But I would love it. But it would be too much choice.
Randomized, Corey. Randomized. Even if you limited it to 100 characters per side.
Shh, I'm thinking about this.
You're thinking how much you would buy this game.
I would buy the crap out of that game. I'd buy 2 copies just so that I could have one just in case the other one broke.
It's another example of something like that is the new Lego Batman coming out.
Oh my gosh,
It's got 125 playable characters.
Yeah, including things like Crypto, and I saw the Batgirl. The Batgirl looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so you got all these different characters from the DC universe, which is fantastic. So that is good news. I don't like DLC.
Well, another game that came out a couple weeks ago, and this you won't see this on the news list because I'm adding this in here for reasons that I'll explain later.
Okay.
Is Warlords of Draenor, the new WoW expansion. Came out 2 weeks ago on Thursday.
Which is what kicked your butt last time.
Oh yeah, that was a fun weekend though. That was like a super fun weekend.
Yeah, we set everything up in the theater and played games all weekend.
Anyway, so super fun game. I'll give my review of it right here really quick. It takes a 10-year-old game and makes it feel like you're playing a brand new game and makes it super fun and easy. No longer are you doing a quest and fighting for mobs. If you tag a mob, like a quest mob or like a named guy, you'll get loot or you'll get credit for it no matter what.
So one person's attacking, but then 50 come up and start attacking afterwards, everyone gets credit?
Yep, everybody gets credit. So long as you do, I bet it's like 1% damage to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works, because that was always a nightmare. When WoW first opened, it was like, I gotta wait for this guy to respawn because
and nobody,
someone else got it.
Yeah, and then you'd be sitting there and you'd respawn and somebody would run up and tag him really quick before you. So you'd have to wait again.
I remember jumping around and spamming buttons because it would auto-target when you were clicking the button.
Yeah.
Just to be able to get the loot. That was kind of a nightmare.
Yeah,
I mean,
but now
they're
it's
taking that stuff.
Yeah, now you can go, oh, there's this quest guy over here. He's an elite, but there's 3 people over there attacking him. Instead of trying to get into their group really quick or waiting for my own group to get there, it's just like run up and start attacking him too, and you'll get the credit for it.
It's cool.
The garrisons are a nice way for casual players to play and still feel like they're progressing, because you can log in, send your followers out on missions, gather some materials, and place some work orders, and then leave. And these missions will get you things like XP, gold, things like that. So it's, in my opinion, it is a new revitalized game. It's almost like WoW 2. But they couldn't call it WoW 2 because then people would freak out.
WoW 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason I'm bringing it up here is because they are just released numbers that they're up to 10 million subscribers again from 7.2, which is 2 million away from their highest point. which is crazy for a 10-year-old game to have that many subscribers. And I'm sure they'll get some drop off, but Blizzard, man, oh my gosh, they know how.
So far they can do no wrong. I mean, I've had nothing but good luck.
A lot of people would say that Diablo 3 was kind of a slow start.
Well, okay, sure, but I love Diablo 3.
Oh, me too.
I can play that
But they'll all say that the expansion made it better.
Oh, okay. I like the original one. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So 10 million people are playing WoW. Why aren't you?
Yeah.
No, why aren't you, Scott? Come on.
I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh, and their 10th anniversary is going on right now, so you can log in and get yourself a Molten Corgi pet just by logging in. So
you also get all the previous
everything up,
expansions.
Everything up to this latest expansion is with you buy one account's worth of the game and you get all of it. So
so if you've already got one, in fact, I did it. I went on my Battle.net account and I just clicked accept or whatever it was to get it. I mean, I didn't install it or anything, but I was like, might as well have it in case they ever go free to play or something. Then I can have it installed.
Yeah. So, good job, Blizzard. You got my attention for probably the next 3 months.
You've got his money for at least the next 3 months.
Yeah, and that was going to be my pick of the week, but there was so much about it, I decided to just review it on the podcast. Right. And I've got another pick of the week that we'll get to.
All right.
In a little bit here, but first we got to talk to you about the greatest Marvel comic ever coming out, Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay.
Marvel just announced that they were going to be releasing a Howard the Duck comic coming probably in 2015.
So now people can understand who Howard the Duck is and what he's all about, i.e. me, because I'm like, I saw him, but okay.
He's a private detective from another dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
and he's a duck. A talking duck.
Okay.
But yeah, Howard the Duck. It's going to be great. I'm going to buy it.
I thought you were going to say, how is the duck? I don't know.
How is the duck, Scott? Is he okay?
We killed him after the 3rd episode, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Quack, 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 quack.
The Gotham showrunners are coming out and saying that they might kill off established characters in the DC universe.
This might lose me.
Mm-hmm. But now, here's the thing: is last Gotham episode we watched had a teaser at the end of it for the next episode, and it was showing that Selina Kyle was being attacked and blah, blah, blah. I think they're just trying to keep the suspense up.
Okay. Well,
if they kill off Bruce Wayne, though, it's over.
So a lot of people reviewed the first episode and said they didn't like it because they felt that they crammed way too many characters in at the beginning.
Really?
In the one episode. A lot of people also wanted a Gotham where you got to know Thomas and Martha Wayne, Bruce's parents, before they got killed. Mm-hmm. So half a season in, then they get killed.
That would have been great.
And we could have got to know why they're such a big deal. Because their death is this big catalyst that just throws everything in, throws everything. And just chaos.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, we were talking about, it's getting good. We're really enjoying it. However, we still want it to turn into Batman.
Yep.
Year one.
Like we're talking about it. We're like, second season needs to be Batman year one.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't want it to be, they don't want it to be like Smallville. And it's not like Smallville because it's not about Batman.
No.
It's about Jim Gordon.
And it's about Gotham.
It's about Gotham. Smallville had nothing to do with Metropolis until like the 6th season or something. He finally moved out of Smallville. And you only got to see him wear the suit.
Did they change the name of the show to Metropolis when he moved to Metropolis?
No.
Metropolis. That must have been confusing.
Metropolisville.
It's like Smallville, now in Metropolis.
Yeah. And we were thinking maybe like 1 or 2 seasons in, they would make it the Batman show.
Yeah.
5-year forward jump or 10-year jump or however long. And you've got Jim Gordon and he's got the mustache, glasses,
Yes.
However, the more I think about it, the less I'm like, yeah, that'll happen. It's more like, Fox is going to milk it for as long as they possibly can until they get bored of it, and then they'll cancel it.
Yep.
And we'll never get to see Batman.
As a note, Batman Year One is not only about Batman. It's also about Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
And
that's why it would be a perfect jumping in point.
Yep.
A couple seasons of Year One.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But they said they might kill off characters that we know, and I kind of went, you're going to lose me if you do that.
Yeah, especially well-known Batman villains, Riddler and Penguin.
and Kyle.
Yeah, like if they die, sorry, sorry, Gotham, you lost me. You've gone. I understand that you can't always be just like comic books, which is fine. I understand
you
that.
can't kill off main characters.
Yeah, don't kill off all of your characters,
especially a character like.
Kill off Zaz. I don't care about Zaz.
You know what, though? They may be like, oh, we're going to kill off established characters in the show, like Fish Mooney and Falcone. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, kill all those off. We don't care about those.
But I think part of it was they were saying that nobody's safe, not even the characters you love.
That might just be the...
Again,
get people interested.
Yeah.
But it'll also drive people away, I think, if they start doing that.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Sky got some sad news.
2 bits of sad news.
Yeah, 2 bits of sad news right in a row. Why don't you go ahead and take the first one because you know a little bit more about that kind of stuff than I do.
Glenn?
Yeah.
So, Glenn Larson, he created Battlestar Galactica, Knight Rider.
A bunch of other shows,
and a bunch of others, but those are his two most well-known, most popular.
The original Battlestar Galactica, too.
Yeah, not the remake.
The remake. I'm not sure if he created... Did he create them?
I think he was creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was just like showrunner or producer.
No, he was creator. He died. He was 77, passed away.
Very sad.
I don't know what of. I didn't see
it's just,
that in
it
the
doesn't
article.
matter. He's dead.
But that's sad.
So, yeah.
We lost a great talent. So our thoughts go out to his family.
Yep.
Or any left. I'm sure he's got family. He's probably got grandkids and kids and stuff.
Yeah. Really sad.
And the other part of sad news is on The Big Bang Theory, Mrs. Wallowitz, the lady
Howard.
the lady.
Howard.
Yep, the lady that plays her voice passed away as well.
So sad.
So they're either going to have to try to replace her, or something may happen in the show.
Which do you think?
I don't know.
I think they might replace her for a little bit, but then have something happen to her.
Yeah, something like heart
because
attack
that seems like a good storyline for Howard to take.
Yeah, his mom dies.
Yeah, that would be a really big storyline, and they could play it. You know what? I'm gonna predict it right now. His mom dies. Everybody else is like, "Oh, are you all right? Are you all right?" And he's fine with it. Like he's acting like it's the best thing that ever happened to him because he's always talked about how his mom dying would be, funny or fine or because then you get the inheritance. And then at the end of towards the end of the episode, his wife, can't remember her name, Bernadette talks to him and he starts crying and everything. It's going to be a touching moment.
Sure.
On a very special episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, and then at the end, of course, it'll say in loving memory of.
Well, I'm sure this next episode or the episode that they aired right after she died had that tribute in it.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's sad. Lost 2 great. She was excellent on that show.
Oh yeah, she was hilarious.
Hilarious.
If
you've ever watched The Big Bang Theory, if you haven't, you should. I wouldn't say it's like the best show in the world, but it's pretty funny.
A lot of geeks call it geek blackface.
Okay, they don't like it.
Well, yeah, because it's basically showing you all the poor things about geek culture.
Okay, sure, but. Yeah, you may not like it because it shows that, but guess what, guys? It's there.
Yeah.
There's those same people. They do the same stuff. They talk the same way. They
somebody from that,
yes,
who acts like the people in that show.
I've met them at the comic shop.
Yes.
I've met these people at the comic shop. And worse, too.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. So, man.
Yep.
At least these guys seem to shower, so...
Or we can't smell them, but we assume they shower.
I'm assuming they shower.
Yeah.
But so there's your sad news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple bits of it.
Yeah. We'll have a half second of silence for him. All right.
That sounds like you're being inconsiderate.
Okay.
Full second of silence. All right. There we go. Much better. So Scott, you got this written here. Cosmos Season 2 will not feature Neil deGrasse Tyson, possibly?
It's a rumor.
Okay.
So far, we don't know if it's confirmed.
Now, Cosmos is a very cool show.
Well, it's not just Cosmos. So, Cosmos was done by Carl Sagan back in the 70s. Or 70s or 80s? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
It was a PBS series. It ran 12, 15 episodes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it on Netflix. Yeah. It's pretty cool to watch. So they decided to redo it.
With Seth MacFarlane
producing it. Yeah, and so they got Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is probably the rock star of
the
astrophysicists in the science world right now.
You've
to-
probably seen his memes.
Yep, to be the host of it, and he's the host and narrator, and he did a great job.
Oh, he did an absolutely great job.
We watched every episode of Cosmos when it came out, and
It was-
every time we were just totally enthralled by it.
It was very peaceful for me. Like at the end of each episode, I felt more relaxed after watching that show than any other show that I've ever had or I've ever experienced.
I highly enjoyed it. I thought it was a little watered down on the science, but that's okay because they were trying
yeah.
to just get people introduced to stuff, which is awesome. We need more science in our life. I think schools need to teach it more, and considering America's probably the highest illiteracy in science in the world, it's pretty sad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're falling way behind.
Oof.
But
this new season
season
that they wanted
two,
that they're
I didn't
talking
even
about.
know they were going to do a season two.
Yeah, neither did I.
No idea. And the full name of the show is Cosmos: A Space-Time Odyssey. That's what it is. The possible host is he's an American theoretical physicist named Michio Kaku. He's his parents were
Japanese
Asian descent. And he's actually a really great speaker.
Yeah.
And I should show you some of his clips.
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, holy crap, he could be a good host. However, the cool thing about this is not only that he might be a good host for it, I'm actually excited. I hope they do multiple seasons with a new host every single season. A new scientist, a new face of science. I mean, there's a couple. You've got experimental physicist, I think, or theoretical. Either way, Brian Cox.
Okay.
He's one of them. Lawrence Krauss would make a great speaker. He's not very photogenic, though.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Lawrence, if you're listening. I think you're awesome, fantastic, one of my favorite speakers. I would love to go see a thing, but you're not Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, yeah.
No offense. Now I sound like a jerk.
Yeah,
I didn't really
do.
mean. Okay.
Yeah, you're just there's certain things on TV that. Like, there's certain standards on TV that sadly some people... Like, I couldn't fit into those standards.
But
I don't think that I could fit into the standards
But you know
either.
what? Maybe it wouldn't matter. I mean, if you... I mean, he's a great speaker.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, well then...
Bill Nye. I can't say
Bill
he's
Nye.
the most attractive person in the world, but he's entertaining and fun. I don't know how he would do... You mentioned him as a host, maybe being a host for the next Cosmos. I don't know.
I think he's great.
He's really goofy. Like, and he does really good when it comes to... kids science and stuff. I don't know.
Okay, but here's the thing. You and I grew up with Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah.
This new generation didn't.
True.
To bring him in, now that we're adults, and to bring him onto a show and be like, hey, you know that kid show that you loved? Well, here's an adult version of it with the same guy.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Yeah,
I think it would draw a crowd.
All right, Seth MacFarlane, if you're listening, which I know you are.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't listen to this podcast?
Peter Griffin.
We're so quality.
Peter Griffin listens to this podcast every single week. Without fail.
Canon.
We want multiple episodes of Cosmos, and we want new hosts every time.
Yeah.
I love Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was a great host. But
if they just get him back, I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, sure, but it'd be fun to have other people too and get their take on it, and it's not the host that does it; it's the writers and producers of the show. He's basically just reading lines, and I think occasionally he did improvise a little bit, on stuff, maybe twist the words just a little bit differently, but...
No, that's kind of a part of filmmaking.
Sure.
Making things sound like you. So, last little bit of news is Attack on Titan news. And this is
anime, which has soared in popularity.
Yeah. Everybody loves it.
Cosplays of it, memes of it... I've seen 9 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I stopped watching it.
Okay.
Because it was on Crunchyroll, and I only had their
trial version. Yeah.
Can we go any further?
I think it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I think the first season is.
But they're getting a second season.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I mean, giant monsters that kill people.
Yeah, I'll try it. It seemed kind of weird when I was looking at it.
It is a little strange.
But they are getting a second season coming in 2016 now.
Which is weird because 2013 was the first season.
Oh, I think America's the only people who do seasons the way that we know, where it's one every year. It's like, no, we'll put out a season, and then if it does good, we'll start making another and get a good idea and put it into place.
We're looking at you, BBC.
Yeah, exactly.
Your
Sherlock.
6 episodes. Yeah, 3 episodes a season.
Sherlock and Doctor Who. I think the Doctor Who season's already ended. Already?
Really, the new one
Yeah,
with Capaldi?
Or it's almost ended. Yeah. But he's going to come back for another season.
The other big thing about Attack on Titan is they're supposedly getting a live action.
Yeah. And we saw some of the posters with the actors and everything. Nobody we recognize. I think it's going to be a Japanese movie.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an
Yeah,
American.
I mean it'll definitely be dubbed and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, but the guy they got to play Eren, Eren,
Okay.
he looks just like
He
the
looks
character.
like the character. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
that's
right.
good.
Cool. Well, that's the news. Oh, one last thing. We probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show. I posted the picture of the commission last week, and I told you I'd tell you what it was. So if you've seen it, great. If you haven't, go look on the Facebook page. It's up there. It is a skeletal hippogriff, not hippogriff, hippo, skeletal hippo with a treasure chest in its mouth, jumping out of the side of an airship, and this is probably the weirdest moment ever in our D&D campaign, where a couple critical hits caused the party to keep their treasure that I was trying to deny them.
So Corey, as a game master, has a rule that if you say, hey, I want to do this, and he goes, roll for it, and if you get a crit, he has a rule that if you crit,
You do it.
which crit means if you get the maximum amount on the dice,
Which is 20. Mm-hmm.
You do it, regardless of how goofy or weird it is. Like
Yeah.
it seems like I had a character that was an orc that I wanted to ride a tower down.
Yeah.
And I think I crit on that one, and I rode a tower, like a siege tower, down
After you knocked it over.
after I knocked it over
Yeah.
into the middle of the battle.
Yeah. So it's not a very popular rule among game masters because it can lead to stuff like this where you're just like, what the heck is going on? But I had this treasure chest taken away because nobody said that they picked up the treasure chest with the gold inside this airship. So it was flying off, and I was saying,
And
like,
the person in
she
the
stole
airship
it.
was trying to steal
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And so Scott, one of the other players goes, well, could I have put like a little crystal on there because I'm a psionic person. I deal with crystals. Can I have put like a little crystal on there to track where it is? I'm like, sure. You're not going to be able to follow it because it's an airship and you guys are on the the ground. And she goes, okay, can I supercharge it and make it explode? And I'm like, roll for it. And she crit. So the side of the airship exploded. And it's like, okay, you blow a hole in the side of it.
Now what?
Now what? And Scott goes, well, what about my mount, which just happened to be a skeletal hippo inside? He's like, can I command it to grab the treasure chest and jump out? And I was like, yeah, sure. If you can roll high enough on a nature check, and your character sucks at
I'm
nature,
a sorcerer.
Right?
Nature is not,
But-
not in his nature.
But of course, the dice were against me that day, and you rolled a 20.
It happened to be. It turned into our most infamous
Yes.
scene in our campaign.
Yep.
in the
So
game.
I had it immortalized in picture, and when I brought it up to the commission artist, he said, "Yeah, okay." He didn't even be like, "That's kind of weird." He's like, "That's not even like the weirdest thing I've had today." So
Justin Mayhew did it, and he did a fantastic job. The guy's a brilliant artist.
oh yeah, he did great.
The only thing that I'm like, aw, about is it's not fully colored. It's just a pencil drawing right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan it into the computer, and we're going to make a couple copies of it, and we're going to see if we can find friends
pencil
that
or
are good at
A colorist.
coloring or whatever, and see if we can get this colored in. Maybe we can do it ourselves, and if obviously the original one, we'll keep that in, you could put that in a little frame, and that's your deal.
I like our one friend's idea that everybody signs the back of it.
Yeah, we could do
So
that.
I think I'm going to have that happen.
And so I want to see if I can get maybe someone that's listening to the podcast, send us an email.
If you're a colorist.
if you're good at art and you can color stuff, man, we can get you a copy and you can color it, and we can, if we can get it, drawn fully out with a background and stuff like that. I think if we did that and send it back to Justin, he'd be like, "That's so cool."
Oh, good job. Yeah, wonderful job.
Because he seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah, he
when it
was,
comes to that
and I
stuff,
can't wait. next year, I think we might do your half orc commission because that was the other infamous moment.
Alrighty.
So, but that's it. That's all.
Why do all my characters have infamous moments? Is it just me?
Yeah,
I just come up with crazy
good.
stuff.
You're good at D&D. So let's go ahead and get into our review.
I never wanted any of this. I never wanted to be in the games. I just wanted to save my sister and keep PETA alive.
Miss Everdeen, it's the things we love most that destroy us.
That's right. Today we are reviewing a movie that came out this weekend, Mockingjay Part 1. It's a little movie, like independent, maybe.
You may have never heard of it.
I
mean,
you know. It's only the Hunger Games.
It's only the Hunger Games. Yeah, first part of a two-parter, and the most packed I have ever seen a theater.
Or, yeah, at least since
on Sunday, I should say. Not in general. I've seen theaters to the brim where there was not a single seat left.
That happens with some movies. A lot of, like, the summer blockbusters, but not for these winter movies. So
well, so we live in Utah. If you're not in Utah, we live in Utah, which is a fairly conservative, fairly religious locale, I guess.
Yeah.
Populace.
And a lot of places are closed on Sundays.
A lot of places are closed on Sundays, which may sound weird to you. It's weird to me as well, but I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. We'll always go, man, we could really go to this dress. Oh, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Oh, never mind. But we go to the movies on Sunday because there's hardly anyone there.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. You can walk in, pretty much pick any seat you want from the list, and have maybe like 20 people tops in the theater with you, which is awesome. It's
absolutely
awesome. This
amazing.
was actually about 50% full, and it was a big theater, a couple hundred chairs.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. I was not looking forward to this movie.
Yeah,
much.
you were trying to get me to go watch Big Hero 6 again.
It's a good movie.
You were even ready to go to Dumb and Dumber 2 as well.
Yeah. I read the books. I loved the books. But I really haven't been
first and second.
Yeah.
And like a third of the third.
A third of the third. Ooh, that's hard to say. But I really haven't been a fan of the movies so much. It feels like they're focusing more on the love story than on the rebellion, which is, I read the book because of the rebellion and the games and everything, and
Corey wants more murder violence.
Yeah, more kids murdering each other, please. No, so we sat down and we watched it, and the show starts, and I'm kind of just sitting there like, okay, alrighty, here we go, and then starts getting into it, and it piqued my interest to the point that I was actually watching it and not thinking about not wanting to watch it, but it didn't really go beyond that.
At what point in the movie did it turn?
I would say, that's a good question. I would say when she starts, when Haymitch showed up, actually, for the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll try not to spoil things for you.
When she goes back to her district.
Oh, yeah.
And she steps on a skull. First of all,
they ruined my skull collection.
No, they ruined my collection of skulls. But there's a scene right after it that's like, because I make that joke to you, and we're giggling.
Yeah, and
then the scene after it, we're like, whoa,
darn,
dang,
yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think as soon as Haymitch showed up and started, like,
sober
Woody
Haymitch.
Harrelson. Oh man, he's the best part of that movie franchise. I absolutely adore him.
You ship him?
I ship him.
I was kind of in the same boat. I wasn't too. I want to go see this.
Yeah,
but I was like, we probably should.
Yeah.
We've seen the other two, and I think this one, after thinking about it more, it's probably my favorite of the three so far.
I think you like it because it gets more into like the technology and the fighting and stuff.
Yeah, well, and it's more, like you said, it's more. This one's actually more action. Yeah, they still do the whole love story thing, blah blah blah. But this one's got more action in it, more because there's a lot of the original Hunger Games of her sneaking around in the forest and trying to
picking berries,
find a place to drink, and it's
yeah,
and it's like that's boring in movie format, great in book format because there's lots of stuff that can be told and lots of thoughts going on in their head and stuff that you can't do in the movie.
I put up a review on, not a review, but a little joke after the movie was over, saying that it should be called Jennifer Lawrence Reacts to Things.
That's true.
Because that's all that her character ever does in these movies is something happens and it just is shots of her reacting to what happened.
Yeah, being shocked or crying or something.
Yeah, and always flying off the handle. Always flying off the handle.
Yeah. Well, she's broken.
I know.
I mean, she went through two years of horrific stuff in the games themselves, and now she has to deal with being the leader of a rebellion at 17 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's not.
So she's a broken person.
Yeah.
She's a broken character.
But all in all, by and large,
it
was not very good. It was good.
I thought it was good
fine.
too.
So.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. The action was fun. It was very suspenseful. There was quite a few parts where
You're like, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think I'm getting weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already a little weird. I'm getting more weird with movies, though. If I've seen them before, I'm okay. But like Interstellar, anytime there's like suspense and not scary movie suspense because it's totally different. And Gravity was another one.
Yeah.
I mean,
these movies where things happen that just keep you on the edge of your seat for a while.
and it's almost exhausting.
Yeah.
I get done with the movie and I'm like, oh gosh, I finished it. Okay.
Yeah. We're good. We're
Yeah.
fine. I found myself getting more moved by things lately. Like, not just like, oh, she's crying and it's a sad moment and it moves me. More like they say something that really resonates with me power-wise. Like you said, when the part where everybody's walking up and they're starting to sing. They're singing as they're approaching this this dam and everything like that, and you're just
The whole
watching
crowd
this.
is singing,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa.
And there's just these moments that you're just like, oh, and that's part of the reason why I like Captain America is because he has these moments where he's just like, you know, we don't quit, we keep pushing on and everything, and you're just like, and it just makes you like your heart start racing, and you're like, yeah. I'm really pumped up. Like, these speeches are actually getting to me more lately.
Yeah, and it's an emotional roller coaster, and not in a sad, you know, blubbery way or anything like that, but more of like there's ups and downs, and you're like, yes, go. Oh my gosh,
no.
I
What's
can't
gonna
believe that happened. Yeah, which is why I think it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And you know what? That sounds bad from an outside perspective, but I love that in a movie.
Anytime that a movie can make you feel like that.
Oh my gosh, Interstellar.
Yeah.
That's why one of the reasons why I'm like, because it just hit me so hard at times where I'm like, holy crap. Like, you can feel the whole weight of their situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so talking about book to movie.
Yeah.
Because the books show all her perspective, and there's things in there that you're like, oh yeah, I remember this scene. But then what the movies are able to show you is these other scenes where other people are reacting to the situation around them. And
when she's not even in the room.
Exactly. Because it's all from her point of view for the book, and the book is great for that.
Except
adding in these other perspectives is super cool because you can be like, oh, that you know, that makes it seem more powerful and more moving.
Except for in the third book, she is like doped up the whole time.
Yeah.
They've got her on like anti-anxiety medication and like sleep medication and all kinds of this like stress medication. And she's constantly just out of it.
Yeah.
So most of the book is, at least from what I've read so far, which is like a little more than the third.
Because you
less
were
than
bored
half.
with the book.
Super bored with the third one. First one and second one, fantastic. I was just totally into it. Couldn't put them down.
First one was great. Second one was meh. Third one was meh.
Yeah.
For me. Sorry.
For you, okay.
Like,
but
they went downhill.
But they're
really
opposite in the movie form for me. First and second, I'm like, they're okay. But then the third one, I'm like, this is like super intense. You know, there's a civil war starting. It's great. Well, it's not great, but you know.
Yeah. So here's one thing I will say about the movie. It was only 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is super nice. It felt like it was the perfect time. It felt like a movie that they got plenty in there without feeling like they had to drag it out for to make it into 2 movies. It felt like they really had the story in mind, and they realized halfway through, oh, we can't do this in 1 movie. We have to split it into 2.
What it seemed like they did, and they may have done this, they just filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they just pretty much picked a halfway point
And cut
and
it.
they're like, 2 hours and 5 minutes in, that's a great place to just cut. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of what it did. Like, that was the end of a scene. It wasn't like a big cliffhanger. Like, it could pick right back up at that same scene in the next movie, and you'd know, as long as you'd seen it, you'd know right what was going on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and yeah. So, final thoughts.
Okay. Acting. Okay. I'm not. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence is better in other stuff.
Yeah. And I mean,
Action, great.
Yeah, action was fantastic. The acting was so-so. I would say you got better performance out of like Elizabeth Banks as Effie Trinket.
Oh yeah, she's great.
And out of President Snow, he's such a creep. Oh my gosh, he's
yeah.
like the creepiest person in the world.
Kiefer Sutherland's dad, by the way.
Yeah. And Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah,
Great job in it. Mm-hmm. You know, and they even had it in memory of. At
memory
the end.
of. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We might not see him in the end.
I think I don't know what they're gonna do. I am not legendary.
It'll be some attack and he'll get killed.
Oh yeah,
and that's how they will. That's how they'll do that.
They'll justify it and everything
because he passed away in real life. So
yep.
How many geek cards would you give it, Corey?
3 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Yep. Okay.
Because I really like the action out of it.
It wasn't a movie that really grabbed me, but it was just a movie that I was just kind of like, okay,
it doesn't
at the end of
really play to us though.
Yeah,
it's more of a it's more
judging by the audience. It's more for girls.
Yeah,
it's more for
a young
girls.
young adult novel. It's more really early 20s or teenager.
Yeah,
and that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But yeah, there were actually a lot of girls there, and a lot of them were super excited. And I saw a couple of guys that were like, meh.
Yeah,
I gotta be here.
I'm here just because my girlfriend wanted me to be.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. Go see it. It's good. You should. I think you'll like it.
There's not much out right now. Yeah.
You can go see that, or you can go see Big Hero 6
or Interstellar.
I would
say Big Hero 6.
I would recommend either one of those over Mockingjay Part 1.
Yep.
And just because I think you're going to get more bang for your buck type of thing.
Yeah, unless you're really into the storyline.
Yeah, if you've been a Mockingjay or
a tribute. I think they call them tribute.
Yeah, why would you? That's terrible.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's go ahead and get into.
And by what they call them, you mean their fandom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because what are Potters like Potterheads?
Yeah, Potterheads.
And Who's are Whovians.
And, Firefly people are brown coats.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely a brown coat.
Yeah, Marvel zombies.
I'm a Trekkie.
DC fanboys.
I'm a fanboy. DC fanboy.
Trekkies. I don't know what Star Wars are called. Midichlorians. Because midichlorians, the fans.
Pod racers. They're pod racers.
Pod racers. Oh, jeez.
They're 3POs.
Oh, jeez. 3POs. That's better than pod racers.
They're Bleep, Bloop, Bleeps. They're R2-D2s.
All right, let's go ahead and get into trailers and videos.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
That is a long list of trailers and videos we have today, Scott.
I know. Well, we're technically 2 weeks behind.
That's true.
We didn't really say it in the last podcast, but we recorded it on a Monday and didn't post it until the Saturday.
Until the next Sunday.
Yeah. So we technically were a week behind. I'm sorry for all of you fans. Adam. And
the one fan.
We posted something on the Facebook page, and he told me, I was so excited. I thought it was another podcast, but then I realized it was just a regular post.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang it.
Oh, darn. So there's a lot to get through. Let's go ahead and start off, Scott.
All right. So we've got a new Avengers trailer.
Ish.
Oh, and this when this popped up on my news feed and a couple other things, it was all new trailer with extended footage and all this. And I was like, holy crap, sweet. I can see more of the movie. Yeah, you get to see 12 seconds worth more?
Just like a couple of shots here or there. The best part is when the Ultron bots burst through the wall and start
when he says
Avengers.
the only way to fix is with your extinction, and then they burst through the wall. That's cool.
Yeah, so cool.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There's like a half-second shots every once in a while that I'm like, that's new.
Yeah.
But now I can barely pick them out. That's how short they are.
Iron Man flying through the air and shooting Ultron bots as they're and things like that. So.
Yeah. So, whatever.
Looks good, though.
Whatever. It's still
Of
going to be
course
awesome.
it looks good.
It's still going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Another one that came across is actually a sci-fi short. It's 25 minutes long, I believe. So it's about the size of a small TV episode.
Okay.
Called Phoenix 9.
Phoenix 9.
It is a post-apocalyptic...
This is after Phoenix 8 blew up?
no, after a nuclear war
Okay.
on Earth. And it's about a group of survivors trying to make their way across America because they're trying to get to a survivor camp.
Okay. In Phoenix?
That they heard of. No, I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm just trying to relate it to Phoenix.
I will get to the Phoenix 9. They do all this stuff. There's a lot of... And it's not very action-oriented. At least this episode wasn't. It's more character development oriented, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of real deep stuff in it. One of the characters is the brother of another character.
Okay.
That you see in the very first, he's rich, he's on his way somewhere, and he's talking to his brother over a video phone. His brother's there's war going on in the background. He's like, "You can't leave me here. You can't leave me." And then the guy's wife is like, "You can't. He's your brother. You get to pick him up." And he's like, "Well, have a nice life. See ya." And then all of a sudden you see Nuke go off in the background type of thing.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so they find a place to hole up because there's a storm coming and there's lots of interaction between them. They end up finding a bunker.
A bunker?
And a bunker. And inside the bunker,
Phoenix 9.
there's a ship.
Okay.
named Phoenix 9.
Sorry, I'm just trying to spoil it here.
It pops up and it says, we'll be able to take you to the moon where you can, where you'll be put into hypersleep, and when the Earth has recovered from its thing, you'll be woken back up, shipped back down, and a whole new civilization will be started.
Okay.
Which they're all looking at each other going, "Holy crap, this is so cool, so cool." And then they realize the ship pops up out of the ground, it's got 2 seats. That's it.
Oh, wow.
So they've got 9 people they've got to decide between. And that's where it cuts. Boom.
Okay, wow.
So I don't know if they're going to make more. I really hope they do. I would watch it. I hope that Sci-Fi picks it up or something.
It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like that would be where things kind of go haywire.
Yeah, they go crazy. Yeah. So, but we don't know what happens after that. So that's interesting. Phoenix 9. You can just Google it. There's another space-related thing or sci-fi-related thing. It's kind of a space exploration mashup that we found. It was audio. Excuse me for the yawn. It was audio for Interstellar, or from Interstellar, where it's Cooper, Matthew McConaughey's character, giving a speech about, we were once explorers. We're not just farmers. We're explorers. We're risk takers.
From the trailer and everything.
And it's even more in the show. And he talks about why did we ever stop? Our destiny lies above us, not in the ground.
Yeah.
And so it's that, but it's all the mashup of a whole, I think it's like 20 or something.
Yeah, 20 or something different
sci-fi
movies.
Space movies, and there's clips and quotes from them. It's really fun. It's just, I think it was just called Reach for the Stars.
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot
had
of...
had some Star Trek in it.
I love these mashups.
Yeah.
I love where they take, all the different... insults from movies and put them together and things like that, just because it's fun to sit there and go, recognize that one. Oh, we need to watch that movie again.
So it's all mashed up together with Richard Blair Oliphant's score from Sunshine the movie, which is an awesome sci-fi movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. I'm talking to Corey right now. See that movie.
Okay,
it's awesome.
I will, all right.
It's got Scarecrow from Batman Begins in it.
Cillian Murphy.
Yep. And he plays actually a really good part.
Good.
And it also has Chris Evans.
Okay, all right.
He dies in liquid nitrogen.
Well, okay, I don't want to see the movie anymore. Well, no, he doesn't die. He just gets frozen and then brought back 100 years later. No.
Yep. Capsicle.
Yep.
So there's that one. Yet another sci-fi. There's a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Sci-fi is getting kind of popular these days.
Good for it.
Yeah, good for
me, and good for me. Hey, you like sci-fi too. I know you do.
True, I do.
Not as much as fantasy, but you still like it.
Yeah.
Sci-fi is kind of fantastical sometimes, which is cool. There's a sci-fi series, as in SYFY, Sci-Fi, from the TV channel, station, whatever you want to call it, and it's called Ascension. The premise is basically in the 1950s, the beginning of the space race. The U.S. government had a plan in motion called it Project Ascension, where they would send an interstellar spaceship out into space. Interstellar means between stars.
Okay.
So traveling from star to star, trying to get to a new place. Basically, they thought that there was going to be a big nuclear war. They thought that Earth was going to be destroyed. So they collected, all these brilliant minds and scientists and things like that, and high society, whatever, that wanted to go on the trip, and they shot it into space. Well, it's really secret, and then you find out in space that they've been living for 50, 60 years on this spaceship.
With 60s technology.
With 1960s technology. They don't really have any ability to advance because they're in a spaceship. And then there's a murder. The very first one on the ship ever. And then there's this whole big chaos ensues because there's the high class runners of the owners of the ship, or people that are running it.
And then the operators.
And then the mechanics and stuff, the techs down below, basically like Titanic.
Yeah.
They're in the belly of the ship.
Titanic.
Space Titanic, yeah. They're going to hit a comet and sink. But it looks actually pretty cool. It's got Trisha Helfer, I think that's how you say it, Heffler, from Battlestar Galactica. She was the new one.
Okay.
She was Caprica 6, the Cylon, the girl Cylon.
Okay.
Blonde hair. She was the voice of Kerrigan in StarCraft 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. I thought that was Katie Sackhoff. I always get them confused.
No, Katie Sackhoff's Starbuck.
Yeah. I got it now.
Yeah. And it also has the guy from Cougar Town. He also played a part in the latest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Where
He's the guy with his tattoos.
He's got tattoos all over him. And you know who we're talking about once you see him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks interesting. I'll probably watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get sci-fi, but...
Sci-fi.
Yeah,
Sci-fi.
I call it sci-fi.
Yeah, it needs to be SCIFI.
Yep.
Come on, go back to that. Not SYFY. That's...
It's new and hip, Scott.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's just dumb.
Well, then let's move on to the Cinderella trailer. I wrote down Cinderella full trailer for the live-action movie. I should have written down Cinderella full movie, because they pretty much go through a 3-minute trailer that explains the plot of the entire movie.
We have a friend that he hates trailers because his claim is that he can tell what's going to happen in a movie based on the trailer.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't watch the trailers because he doesn't want to know what's happening in the movies.
I think we showed him the Iron Man 3 one, and he said he didn't need to see the movie anymore.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you just watch the Iron Man 3 trailer and you think you've got the movie...
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
So that makes a good trailer. You watch a trailer, and if you go, I have no idea what's going on, but it makes me want to watch it, that's a good trailer. When this trailer comes out, like Cinderella trailer, the live-action version... So this is Disney doing a live-action version of one of their old cartoons.
Because that's worked so well for them in the past.
Yeah, Maleficent was okay. It did
Alice
really well.
in Wonderland was...
Did really well overseas. Alice in Wonderland, yeah, that was kind of okay. But you're right. It told us the entire show. I mean, we already know the Cinderella story. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it tells us everything. The pumpkin turning into the carriage, the glass slippers, the mouse, the mice turning into stuff, the duck turning into the carriage driver.
Yeah, it talks about her past.
The witch turning into the fairy godmother.
Yeah.
I mean, every single thing that was important in the Cinderella show up until the very end. They even show the ending where he comes and gets her, the prince. I'm going...
I don't need to see this movie anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Now we know...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the first movie I've seen, or trailer in a long time, where I'm like, wow, they just told every single part of that movie, and now I have no interest in seeing it.
Yep. So
it's got King Rob from Game of Thrones. He's the prince. He's Prince Charming.
Does not look anything like he did in Game of Thrones. He looks actually very attractive.
Clean cut.
Yeah.
He's shaven, clean shaven. I don't know who the girl was, who Cinderella was. I can't remember her name. Or where she was from.
No idea.
But... check it out. You might like it. You might be interested in it. It didn't really interest me.
Or if you don't want to see Cinderella, or if you just want to see it in 3 minutes, there you go.
Yeah, Cinderella. Yeah. Cinderella, the supercut, 3 minutes. Yeah.
So then we have a Lego short.
Yeah, everyone loves Lego.
Oh,
the Lego
absolutely.
Movie.
Yeah.
And if you don't, what's wrong with you? Because it was fantastic.
It was awesome, some would say.
It got... like 90% positive reviews from
Rotten Tomatoes,
from critics and
users.
Nice.
That's
nearly unheard of. That's fantastic. And it was a great movie. It's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, way fun. But there's so it's stop go animation, and that one was all digital. But this is a fan made Lego short where it's stop go animation where they're actually moving the characters around, and it's Batman versus Superman in it. And it's you can just check it out. It's just Fat Man.
Quit staring at me when you say Batman. It screws you up.
No, that's Kevin Smith. Remember,
Oh, right.
he's Fat
Man on Batman.
Yeah. So Batman versus Superman, and it's funny.
It's funny.
It's just a funny short.
Yep.
Go check it out.
And it's exactly what Scott would want out of a Batman versus Superman
Yep.
fight.
They had a teaser for Jurassic World.
So this is the other side of things. Where we're talking about Cinderella where it was showing you too much. This is the other type of thing that I hate because I am sick of teasers for trailers saying
It's a teaser trailer to tease
that the trailer is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it shows like
it's like 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it shows absolutely nothing.
Yep.
A few dinosaurs running. Chris Pratt is in it. The lady that runs the place, and that's it. And cuts.
Yeah.
It's like what?
And then it says, watch the NFL game on Thanksgiving for the full trailer. And it's like, nope.
No, thank you.
I'll watch YouTube after the game.
Or during the game, someone will
Yeah.
upload it. Or to get leaked beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Most likely.
Yeah.
That Hydra. They just leak everything.
I know, right? Gosh.
Hail Hydra.
I like leaks. I like leaky movies.
A trailer we saw in the movie for Mockingjay, which we were both taken off guard with. We weren't expecting this trailer.
Yeah.
It's a movie called Mordecai.
You want to know what I thought when I first saw it?
What?
When it started playing, the music was playing, I was like, Pink Panther.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me
A
just
little bit of
like Pink Panther or Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a mix between the two of those when it started.
So Johnny Depp is the star playing a rich English gentleman who is completely stupid. Called Mordecai. In the trailer, he shoots somebody on accident.
Yeah, he's just laying the gun across his arm.
Yeah, and
he turns and it
shoots one of his servants, and it's like, and he's just like, oh, I believe I've shot so and so, and it's about him going to America, and it's just kind of his crazy life.
Yeah, so there's Johnny Depp, Gwyneth Paltrow. She's a pal and a troll. Paltrow. Paul Bettany, which you might know as the voice of Jarvis in The Vision.
Yep.
And he also plays the albino dude in Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the herald in A Knight's Tale.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and his
Chaucer.
character's name is Jock Strap, which I don't know. I have to mention that because I thought it was hilarious.
Strap with two P's.
With two P's.
So it's more proper.
Yes. Ewan McGregor.
Awesome.
Which he was in there for a few seconds, and he didn't really have a funny part, but I think he's the inspector or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum is in it.
Are we sure that Jeff Goldblum is in it?
That's what IMDb says, Mr. Goldblum.
Alrighty.
And then Olivia Munn, which you know from I think Spike TV or
she's in a
Gamer
lot of
TV or
stuff,
something. She's good looking. She's a good looking lady, and she gets fondled by Johnny Depp.
It looks funny.
It looks really funny.
It looks funny, and
way
I know
funnier
people
than the
that
Pink
will go
Panther
see
would
it.
ever be.
Oh, I love Pink Panther.
It's
actually,
not funny. I hate
even
that movie.
the old ones and the new ones
I
are
hate
both
that movie
hilarious
so
in my
much.
opinion.
So yeah, that one kind of took us by surprise.
But we'll go see it.
Yeah, definitely. Simpsons. Do we love The Simpsons?
We do love The Simpsons.
Sometimes it gets boring, and then we watch some more of it, and we're like, okay, it's not bad.
I always love The Simpsons. You're the one who
maybe
thinks
that's
it gets
me.
boring.
I get kind of bored of it, and then I'll come back and watch a whole bunch of it. And so this one actually, the Game of Thrones opening for Game of Thrones with all the castles and stuff being like cranked up out of the ground,
which is super cool. I want to build that just so that I can just sit there
hit a
at
button
a
and
table
like,
and I can go na 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 Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. But Simpsons did one.
Simpsons did it, and it goes through all of Springfield and all the different power plant, and Montgomery Burns. It's the Burns Landing. It comes up. It's really cool.
Yeah. So
the Simpsons openings. Okay, I think the Simpsons openings and the Treehouse of Horror episodes are the best things that Simpsons have ever done.
Oh, absolutely, because they just go off the wall crazy.
Because the regular stuff, whatever. But their openings and their Treehouse of Horror episodes, I watched the most recent one, and I was cracking up.
Yeah.
And I hadn't laughed at a Simpsons episode for a long time.
Yeah.
That and their crossovers. They've done the Simpsons Guy with Family Guy crossover, which was hilarious.
And I did finally watch the
Simpsons-orama. Did you like it?
Oh, yeah. It was really good.
I thought it was great.
Yep. And you're right. Touching moment at the end.
Right? Thanks, pal. So that's funny. That's up on YouTube right now. Have you ever heard of Honest Trailers, Corey?
I have heard of Honest Trailers.
You got epic deep voice guy.
In a world where trailers are honest.
But he does honest game trailers as well.
Okay.
And they did Super Smash Brothers.
I watched their World of Warcraft one last week, and it was super hilarious. And we watched this and busting up laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Honest Trailers or Honest Game Trailers, go check them out. They take a movie and they make fun of it, but at the same time, it's not like other ones where they make fun of it and it makes you go, well, I don't like you because I like that movie. Like you're laughing along with them going, oh, I get it. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. And the one game that you wish was Melee, and you hate it because it's not Melee.
There was Melee, the game that you thought you were good at, but you actually weren't.
No, seriously, trust me, you weren't. You weren't good at it.
Oh, I think I was good at it though.
I was a button masher. I always was.
You and I got into some really good fights on Melee.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we always think we're good at stuff until we go play against people that have been like in competitions, and we just get crushed.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we're not competition level.
I know.
There's no way we're
maybe with Mario Kart.
Level.
We could be with Mario Kart Double Dash.
If we're playing tandem.
Yeah, Double Dash.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the last one on our list is a CG animated short written and created by
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
So Epic came out a little while ago, and this movie decided to try and crib on that. It's
was Epic good? I don't even.
You don't remember it? It's the one with the hummingbirds and ow my elbow.
Oh yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
not super memorable apparently.
Yeah, apparently not for you.
Not very memorable for me.
I'm kind of a big fan of the world below ours. You know, like the whole fairies and little
bugs
tiny
and
monsters.
stuff,
Yeah, the Ferngully style.
Yeah,
we'll call it the Ferngully treatment.
The Ferngully phenomena.
Yeah.
How about that?
And phenomena.
Stop.
Oh, sorry. But we watched this, and I always have a problem with the first trailer with CG movies, or most of them, because you're sitting there and you're watching this trailer, and when it's painfully obvious that they're not speaking the words that the scene is showing at times. Because they do that with trailers. They do that with live action trailers, and it's fine because people are running and you can do the voiceover thing and everything like that. But you're watching and they're saying something with their lips, and it is not matching up with what they're saying because they wanted a edgier line in there, a funnier line, and it just doesn't work. And
the other thing too about this trailer, it's long.
Yeah, it is really long.
It was like 3.5 minutes long, which is a pretty long trailer. Which is Cinderella. I was kind of into it for about 30 seconds, and then things just started going downhill. I'm not super excited with Strange Magic. Everything that I saw in it doesn't make me go, ooh, I want to see it. It makes me go, really? They're doing that? Oh.
Yeah, okay. All right, fine.
Oh, there's a racist character, super racist character.
You pointed that out to me, and I was like,
and I ruined it.
Yeah, that basically ruined
ruined the trailer for me. When he popped up on screen, I was like, whoa, that's okay, Lucas. That's super stereotyping.
And Lucas does that. Like, I'm sorry, you guys can talk as much good things about George Lucas as you want, but he does crazy crap.
Yeah. So go watch it. Tell us your opinion. I'm curious to see what you guys think. However, I not really super excited for it.
So let's go ahead. No topic this week because we're running a little towards the end time. We got some good topics in the bag, though, so you guys will be excited for that. Let's go ahead and get into our picks of the week.
Experiment 626. Give us some sign you understand any of this. Show us that there is something inside you that is good. Naughty.
Would you like to start us off, or would you like me to start us off?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because I think yours sounds a little more interesting than mine.
Okay.
So
Yours is pretty interesting.
yeah, I guess we'll let our listeners decide on that. Interstellar.
Yep.
The movie.
Yeah.
I ranted and raved about it last
You can't
podcast.
You can't pick something we reviewed, though, Scott.
I'm not. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
all right.
I'm getting to that.
All right.
I love the movie.
Uh-huh.
However, there was some parts in it that I didn't actually mention, and the more I think about it, I should have mentioned it in the past. There's not enough backstory.
Yeah, they do kind of...
They talk about how they sent out a mission of astronauts through the wormhole
Okay.
in the movie, and they had all the stuff they had to do. But that's pretty much all you hear about them, other than they're sending back yes or no to come to the planet that
Yeah.
they landed on.
It's
So
like there's... You don't know what happens to them or
you don't
anything
know
like
how-
that.
You get to
so-
meet one of them.
Yeah.
You meet one of them, Dr. Mann,
Yeah.
and he's played by Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Damon. and you end up hating that character. And
Yeah.
You'll understand why if you go see the show.
Yep.
You'll see the movie. If you want me to spoil it, you can ask me directly and I'll tell you, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell you on the podcast. However, you don't know why. I mean, you get a glimpse of why he does
What he
the
does.
things that he does. But you don't know what led up to that.
Yeah.
However, so Nolan got together with a comic book artist team and color team, and they created a 7-page.
Okay.
It's not that long. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
Comic of Dr. Mann. And
Oh, okay.
what he
Went through.
went through on the planet, and,
Okay.
and why it kind of turned him into the person that it turned him into.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my pick of the week because it gives a little more backstory for Interstellar. It's not necessary to watch
Yeah.
the show, but it's fun to have.
Mm-hmm.
And you should watch the show first, then go read it, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it wasn't. Let's see. I think it was available for free. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Alrighty.
So I was thinking that they only had a couple pages and then you had to buy it, but that was something completely different. This is totally free. Totally free. We're gonna, I'm gonna make a promise right now on the podcast, and I need your help on this. We need to start posting more links and stuff.
Yes.
Because we talk about a lot of these trailers and a lot of our picks of the week, and we need to have like a post. Our picks of the week, check them out here, this and this. Okay. And then we need to also be like, here's the reviews, here's the trailers we talked about. And we'll just put a lot of links
to
to
make
them.
this super easy.
If we had a website.
If we had a website up and running.
I know.
Alrighty. Promise accepted.
Okay, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to do this, and I'll try to post a link to that Interstellar comic. That'll be my pick of the week.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, my pick of the week is a podcast, and we were talking a little bit earlier about.
Is it our podcast?
I wish.
Oh,
Nope.
you don't like our podcast?
No,
You can't pick
not
it?
really.
You can't pick
no,
for the
our
week of it?
podcast is terrible.
I know. I wouldn't listen to it.
I wouldn't listen to it. Nope. We were talking about D&D earlier. I'm a huge fan of D&D, and over the course of my listening habits, I've encountered a few Dungeons and Dragons related podcasts. The best of which, I have to say, is what I'm going to recommend to you today. Nice rhyme, Corey. Thank you very much, Corey. The Critical Hit podcast from Majorspoilers.com.
You can roll a 20 when you listen to it.
Yep.
Hence the critical hit.
It is a show that has been running ever since D&D 4th edition came out.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, long time.
They are about level 15 in the podcast because they split it up into like hour-long episodes a piece.
Do they do this once a month or something?
They get together when they can, but what they do is they have a lot of content backed up, and then they like.
Oh, okay.
So what they
'Cause
do
I
is
was
they
going to
record
say we've only been playing 4th edition for how long?
2 or 3 years.
2 years,
Yeah,
and
2
we're
years.
like 24.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's kind of for them, because they'll do an 8-hour-long session, and then they'll split that up into 8 episodes.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You know, 8-hour-long episodes, or 5-hour-and-a-half-long episodes, or what that would be, 4-hour-and-a-half-long episodes. But there's some great character interactions. It starts out as kind of an introduction to the game and how to play D&D and everything
kind of
like
people
that.
learning how to do things.
Yeah, because the main guy who they're following is new to the game, and he's always wanted to play ever since he was a kid.
I'm still new to the game.
Yeah.
I've been playing it for 3 years, and there's still, all of a sudden I'll turn around and be like, wait,
What?
how do you do that
How do you
again?
do that? Yeah, I don't know
What's
going on.
the mechanic for
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
And there's other fun characters in there. There's fun interactions. You can start from episode 1. They just reached their break point, and they're going into like their off season while they prepare for their next round of games.
Okay.
And so I wanted to mention it here. About halfway through season 3, I want to say it is. It starts becoming a little bit more about the story and less about the game. It doesn't ever get to the point where they're not rolling dice anymore and they're just doing a radio play, but they really have some great character interactions, and it becomes more about the story. And as you're going, you start feeling for these characters and everything. So they do a great podcast. It's part of the Frog Pants Studios network in addition to Major Spoilers. So go check them out. Start from episode 1. You'll love it. And all their episodes are available at majorspoilers.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome pick of the week.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Acts of Geekery podcast.
Yeah.
If we've gotten some emails, so don't worry, we're still here.
Oh, should we read them?
We can if you would like.
I mean, it's kind of the first time we've ever received like a proper email, more than just like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" You know. This one is actually from our honorary brother geek,
Yeah.
Adam. He was on here a couple episodes ago.
Fishing for another episode to be on, I'm sure.
Oh, I'd love to have him back as another one.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just going to read it. How about that? And let's see. Is there any names in here that we can't drop? Yeah.
Just drop whatever
Yeah,
names
it's
you want. It's fine.
So Adam Call says, "Have I told you guys you're awesome?" No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
But you know what? Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we know. Now we know.
And knowing it's
I
happening.
really do love listening to podcasts at work and discussing them with Jared. He's another friend of ours, another geek, another geek friend. And then he says, "When he's caught up, get on it, Jared." And that's from us as well, Jared. You need to catch up.
Why aren't you here?
If you're hearing this, you're probably like 4 or 5 behind still. We're on episode 25, 24. You need to catch up right now.
Welcome to time travel.
Adam goes, "I've been meaning to email you guys for months now, even though I see you once a week on our D&D campaign, so that I could get all my thoughts out and whatnot, but I keep forgetting and kept using the excuse I had to wake up for work in the morning, I have to shower, that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Lame things like that," he says. Anywho, I'd love to come back on any time. There he goes. Fishing again.
Fishing.
Anytime you want me to. All the games that we mentioned in the last podcast, actually not the last one, but the one before it, Wiggle the Hammer is not a euphemism.
Yeah. Where we talked about our favorite video games growing up and everything.
He said, brought me back to all those games too, which brought back mixed feelings of hate and excitement. Playing things like Battletoads when you talked about Ninja Turtles, Perfect Dark when you talked about 007, and Quake when you talked about Unreal Tournament.
Kind of sounds like you got the discount video games there, Adam.
Although I do remember Battletoads, and I love Battletoads.
Okay.
So,
I don't remember that one.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
Toads that are buffed up. It's like Biker Mice from Mars, the cartoon, Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Yep. Such good games, frustrating games, rage games, beat your friends every time games, etc. I love your newish format, newish, of adding sound bites to segue into different sections. Very well done and cleverly chosen. Thank you very much, Adam.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Just so you know, I listened to the last podcast again because I'm having withdrawals on your 2-week break. Don't let it happen again, he says.
Okay.
Much love, Adam.
We will try not to
It also
let that happen
says,
again.
confidential, this email and attachments contained within from
We
his...
don't need to read that part.
He said it from his work email.
And then we got another email.
We did. This one's just from just from our family here, Sister Geek and Mother Geek.
So I want to point out that the only people who email the podcast is the person who's been on and wants to be on again,
and our family.
and our mom.
Not even our family. Our mother.
Our mother.
Thank you, guys and gal, I guess. Mom. It's one gal. Dear Acts of Geekery, oh man, we love you. Yes, we know.
Yep.
We know this.
Yeah, I mean, you've dealt with us for how long now?
We're so excited to listen to your podcast. And when we heard the end of it, where all Corey did was cough and cough and cough, and Scott made fun of him, it was great. Then Corey decided to blow his nose a lot. We fell in love. Well, that's taken a little far there, Mother.
Yeah.
Gosh. We're your sons?
Yeah, go creepy.
Come on.
She's going to hate it if she hears
You
that.
can just,
You're like,
you know what?
That's not what I meant at all.
Just make us meatloaf or something. That'll be good. That'd be good. You don't, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so wonderful. Our favorite part was when we found out that Scott was hiding NyQuil from Corey.
Yep.
What a jerk. I'm not a jerk. I'm trying to protect my assets here.
Your liquid assets.
He was pretty much, while he was sick, just drinking out of the bottle. Keep geeking out with love, your mom. And that's not a joke.
Nope. That's really our mother.
Yep.
So,
And our sister. And then they also
For
said,
the rest of you listening-
P.S. we only listened to the end, though. We'll have to listen to the rest of it later.
so it's nice to know that our podcast is getting listened to at least the end of it.
3 people. We have 3 listeners, which is cool. I'll take 3. I'll
So
take
the
3
rest of
over
you out
0.
there, you're slacking.
Come on. We want some emails. I don't even care if it's like, you guys suck.
You can
I can't
send
wait.
hate mail.
Oh, man, I can't wait till our first real hate mail.
It'll be great.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
We'll read it live.
But if you would like to send an email, please send it to actsofgeekery@gmail.com.
You can also message us on Facebook, facebook.com/actsofgeekery.
Or on our Twitter page, you can tweet us at Acts of Geekery or hashtag Acts of Geekery.
Yep. You can try the Brothers Geek hashtag, but I think someone else is using
Yeah,
it.
there's another podcast using the Brothers Geek hashtag.
Yeah, and that is
so-
ACTS, not AXC.
AXC. Well, that's going to do it, Scott.
It is.
Yeah. Look at us fishing for emails, just like Adam fishing for...
It's like we fish for compliments, but
Yeah.
it's more podcastments.
Yeah. It just kind of helps move things along.
Yeah, it's fun. We like
So-
reading your emails on the air. Mm-hmm. You know, and thanks, Adam. We'll have him on for another episode.
Absolutely. See that? Get an email in. You might be on a future episode of the Acts of Geekery podcast.
Yeah. Unless you have nothing to say.
Yeah. You might have a podcast with Scott and Corey, the Brothers Geek.
Keep geeking out.
See ya.